I'm going to talk about Planned Parenthood in a minute, and I'm going to exercise prudence, and I'm going to speak clearly and forcefully. And by the way, I'm going to tell you a secret. I'm looking right now at a teleprompter, and then I'm looking at another teleprompter. Teleprompter 1, teleprompter 2, and neither of them are on. Big, beautiful, expensive teleprompters, not a word on them. I'm going to speak unscripted, but it's written on my heart. I'm going to talk to you about Planned Parenthood and what that physician, the woman drinking the glass of wine, surely you've heard about it since now, talking about how she gets babies out so that she can sell her body, the body parts. I'm going to talk about her. I'm going to tell you the truth. But before I do, we were talking offset about telling the truth and how terrified that makes certain people. Terrified. I have had the privilege of being on many stages. I debated Sarah Weddington once. For those of you who don't know who she is, she was the attorney of record for Roe versus Wade. This is a woman with blood on her hands. And I said that in the debate. You have blood on your hands. You will answer to God for what you've done. And I turned my back. I mean, it was really fierce. I would not back down. I turned my back and started to walk like we were going back and forth at each other. We approached each other. We were talking. And I turned my back on her to walk back to my podium. And she started to come at me to hit me. And the moderator saw it and jumped in and kept her. I didn't even know it because I had my back to her. I was walking away. I was never going to lay a hand on her or even get that close to her. But she was so enraged that I was telling the truth that she wanted to physically harm me. So I debated the head of Planned Parenthood on Donahue, Phil Donahue. And I turned to her and I said, you have blood on your hands. I debated her once on Nightline and I said, she was going, people cross the Atlantic Ocean to come here so that they could be free, blah, 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 religious freedom. And I had 11 seconds left at the end of the show. And the guy went into my ear and said, it's to you, you've got 10 seconds left. And I said, to say that people risked their lives crossing the ocean so that they could come here and kill their babies, that's pathetic. End of show. People were laughing. People, I mean, we're millions of people are watching this, okay? There is a time to say the truth with passion, unscripted. And we were talking off air. I'm going to have a disclaimer here because some people don't get it. Some people are going, you like Donald Trump? I like what he's doing. If Donald Trump were to come on the air and say, I will use my bully pulpit to try and impeach the justices who gave us homosexual marriage, which is, they can't give it to us, but who have violated God's laws. I will use my bully pulpit to see that they're out. And if he said, I'll have a litmus test for any judges that I put on the Supreme Court that they will promise me face to face that they will overturn Roe. He could do that. He would do that. Okay? So if he were to do that, if he were to say it publicly, I think that Donald Trump is a man that you can take at his word. I think that he's a man you can take at his word. And so me and Jimmy Bob were talking off camera, and he said, I think that the GOP establishment, the Jeb Bushes, the Lindsey Grahams, Kasich, all of them, they're afraid to face him on a debate stage. They're afraid to face him because he's going to eat their lunch. And I thought, that's true. And I know it's true because I know what I used to do to people. I know the people that refused to debate me. There were people who said, I will not be on a show with Randall Terry. I will not be on a platform with Randall Terry because by the kindness and the grace of God, I would have eaten their lunch. And they know it. They knew it. So I think that I'm going to say it. Jeb Bush is afraid to face Donald Trump because he can't control him. I think the other members, the other guys that are there are afraid. Lindsey Graham is going to soil himself if Trump gets him how Trump could get him. So I just love what he is doing, that he's stirring it up. Because there is value in it, friend. God save us if the choreography of the dance is more important to us than the tune. I'll be right back. Friend, we are in the middle of producing a 14-part epic television series called What Would Mohammed Do?, explaining Islam and ISIS to the West. I have a master's degree in international terrorism, and I have studied ancient Islamic texts for over a decade. And we are going to do a very paced and a very scholarly look at Muhammad's life and see the connection of his life to today's headlines. Well, we need your help on 3 levels. 1, we need help with some security measures. 2, we need help with some gear for the studio. And 3, we need help with some computers. I'm inviting you to go to the GoFundMe site that you see on the screen and watch the pilot for episode 1. You'll get a feel for what it's going to be, and I promise you, you're going to be excited. You'll be challenged, and you're going to want your friends to see it. And then after you've seen it, give what you can to help us with this project. Thank you.